Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So let me scoot this back a little bit, it looks weird. So I'm just making an account. I know I have like half my makeup. This eye kept getting watery, so now like I'm not going anywhere, I'm home, but my eyeliner came off this one's still done. I'm trying to take it off, but I look a hot mess. So I just actually wanted to make an account of today's August 25th. I wanted to just do a little intro because this video that I make after today is gonna be about my dog's delivery experience. She's due with 5 puppies. We got an x-ray done at the vet Friday because today's Sunday the 25th of August, and she's due Wednesday, but she's having symptoms already of labor. Her colostrum started coming out that Friday at the vet. My vet checked her and said that her milk is in, and she's her colostrum is already coming out. She's technically 8 weeks, but she will be 9 weeks on the Wednesday of this week, and I feel like she's getting ready to give birth. Her teats have started drooping, which started happening, I want to say 3 or 4 days ago, because Friday she was already before the vet, she was already kind of like, her teats were a little saggy. I hate to say it like that but all day today she's been showing crazy symptoms. This is her first litter. She's over 2.5 years old, so I did wait because to be completely honest with you, people say after their first menstrual cycle it's good to breed them, or you can breed them, it's safe. To be honest with you, that's not the best logic. A lot of breeders will wait until they're about 2, 1.5 sometimes. She was already she had her first heat cycle right at 6 months, so I definitely wouldn't have done it right after that. She still was growing, and I feel like she kind of matured a little later because her heat cycle that first year was very off, very like it came a lot more frequent than I feel like it should, and then by her second year I feel like it regulated because she wasn't getting them as frequent. I know in some cases some smaller breeds can get more frequent periods, so I did notice that with her first year, and I was trying to see if maybe it would kind of simmer down, and it did. So at 2.5 years old I went ahead and made the decision to breed her, and but yeah, that was just my experience. So I just wanted to drop a little education for you guys. I've been halfway through her pregnancy, I started feeding her puppy food. So I'm gonna go back to the symptoms now. So she actually started, I haven't checked her temperature yet, but I'm probably gonna go ahead and do that. But she started, she hasn't been nesting, so I don't feel like it's gonna happen anytime soon. But she's been kind of establishing herself. I got a pen area, which I'll show you, because when she goes into labor, you'll see the whole area. I actually attached her cage to a dog pen, so she has almost like the entire room to herself. And inside there is the pool and where she's going to be whelping, and I have puppy pads in there ready for her to, you know, do her thing, and a sheet at the bottom that I double layered because I want it to be kind of comfortable for her. One thing I did notice too about 4 days ago, not even 4 days ago, I want to say 2 days ago, was her waist started slimming down. And when they did the x-ray, there was, except for one, there were all 4 puppies. The 5th one was by her diaphragm. All 4 puppies, which I'll probably insert the actual ultrasound picture in the video, so you'll see it, and I'll post that in there. But all 4 puppies are facing down by her uterus, so they're like actually pointing toward her vulva or her crotch or whatever you want to call it. But so her waist has slimmed down, and they say that when their waist starts slimming down, they're not too far from giving birth, because the puppies are entering the birth canal, so the waist will start to go down. Her waist has gone down tremendously. She's really lost her appetite, And this morning is when I really got worried because she actually threw up her food. She wasn't eating, so I've been giving her boiled egg for extra protein. So her boiled egg, she threw that up, as well as her, I make homemade yogurt and blueberry treats for my dogs, and she threw those up also. She actually threw up twice and then stopped, and hasn't had an appetite, which is a huge sign that labor is amongst us. Another huge sign that she's had just recently is diarrhea. So she's actually had 2 bowel movements in the house, because I laid some puppy pads down for her just in case, and she ended up having some bowel movements in the house. They were not loose, so I was kind of like, maybe she just had an accident. I was trying to, you know, but then she did have diarrhea, and I've been taking her out more frequently so that if she did have to go, at least she could be outside. But she's had like the craziest mood swing this morning, which is so weird, because it's not like her to be aggressive, especially toward me. She might bark at people entering the house, or kind of growl at them, or just like to gauge who they are, if they're new or strange. But today she growled at me and my husband, and she was howling at me, and I've never saw her like that, which got me worried, because I'm like, what if something's wrong, you know? But it was only one time. She hasn't been like crying or anything like she's in pain, but I think maybe I startled her, because I did come in pretty fast with towels, and I kind of like, because I heard her growling at the kids, because when she hears noise, she's been really like on edge, so she started kind of barking, and I was like, Eva, and I walked in the room, and I think when I did that, I scared her. So then she started like howling. She was like, oh, like non-stop, like the loudest bark I've ever heard her bark before. I'm sure my neighbors were probably like, what the heck is going on? I've never heard her do that, so it scared me, I'm not gonna lie. But you can see she's like super attached to me right now, and I can kind of give you a little idea of what her teats look like. You see, they're kind of like pink. They've been hanging. I actually groomed her, so I did shave her a little bit on her teat area. My makeup's all over. I shaved her a bit on her teat area. She's been licking her vulva a lot. She's been super, my kids are screaming. She's been super just different, irritable, in ways that I've never seen her before do. Hi, Bambi. So, I think, I want to say, my friend says she thinks it'll be Monday, which is tomorrow. She's already 60 days, so it could happen any day after today. I think she's going to have them Tuesday, but 63 days will be Wednesday. So that's her technical due date, her precise due date. But she can have them all the way up until Friday. And my vet told me that don't intervene. She said, let her do her thing, let her give birth. You know, me as the owner being involved in her labor can actually cause her to stop going into labor. So she said, dim the lights, make it very calm in the room, warm the room. I do have like a little space heater. It's like a room heater, and I'll leave it in the corner because I don't want them too close. I don't want to get everybody hot, but I do want the room to be warm. It is still summer here in Florida, so I do keep the AC on. But I have 2 ACs, one for downstairs and one for upstairs. So the downstairs AC, because they have like separate units, so the downstairs AC has been on a little bit warmer. I didn't want to make it too cold, but she gets really hot easy right now. So I've been leaving that. I know I'm going on a rant, but I kind of just want to give you guys all the information, like all this research that I've done and everything that my vet told me and provided me information. She's an amazing woman. And there's another man that is a vet in the office as well, but I really liked her, and I don't know, we just have to wait and see, you know, what happens. She basically just told me only step in to help her if she's not getting the fluid and the sac out of their face. She said that's the number one that you want to make sure, but she said let her do everything and do as little as possible and be calm. So I am going to try to get it on video as much as possible, but I also don't want to be in her face. I don't want to be like, you know, I want you guys to get the experience, but I want her to actually be like, have a really good experience and be calm. And I want to try to be there. I'm going to see what she wants. Sometimes they say, like, if she's really close, she's super close with me. She's, like, on my hip right now. She will not leave my side. She's always been like that. That's why I said when she was growling at me, I was really surprised. She's never done that. And the fact that I tried to get my hand near her and she was kind of she has, like, a lot of flab here, so, because Cocker Spaniels kind of have longer lips, but, so it's hard for them to, like, bare teeth, but I could tell she was, like, trying to, like, show her teeth to me a little bit, and I was really, really shocked. But she's been super calm right now. She just wants love. I think she just felt abandoned because I have left her in a different area because I left her in the pen, which she not normally have, and she felt really more confined. And she's been wanting to be close to us, so I think when I startled her, I think she was just thrown off by the whole scenario. So I just want to document this, and we'll see what happens. Anything could happen from here on out. I'll check back with you guys later on more updates. Hey guys, I'm checking back in. Today's the 27th? No, the 26th. Yesterday was the 25th. And Eva, other than the symptoms that she's shown before, she hasn't really shown any symptoms, but she has started showing signs of whelping. She was digging in the little whelping box that I made for her. She's kind of been like adjusting the sheets and stuff, but nothing too crazy, nothing too over the top. So we'll see. It could happen any day. She's technically due on Wednesday, but she's been showing some signs here and there. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I've been taking her outside, letting her go to the bathroom as often as she needs, letting her walk around. But she's definitely irritable. She's definitely showing some signs here and there. So fingers crossed. But I think it's gonna happen tomorrow. But we'll see. Hey guys, I definitely look a hot mess. But today is day 62, and I definitely think that it's gonna happen soon. I think she's gonna give birth soon because she's been all morning. She's been panting, and I'm like, okay, why is she panting? Like, I didn't take her out. My husband took her out way earlier this morning, so I know she's not tired from that. And she's been looking really uncomfortable. Well, she decided to, because I have a bunch of towels and old sheets on the side of her pen, but during the day I open her pen so she can go in her pen, in her cage, or walk around. And she decided that to take all the towels and sheets that were right there. And hold on, sorry about that. Baby got mad because he drank all his milk. So she's been just showing all kinds of weird signs. She was earlier, I want to say Monday, she was showing other signs and stuff like that. I definitely think that she's having some sort of discharge because these last couple of days her fur around her vulva has been getting really like hard, like kind of like she's like stuff is coming out of her. So it's kind of like getting her fur a little hard. Most of it I trimmed down, so it's hard to tell, but I've been brushing it out of her hair and stuff like that to get her comfortable. I've been grooming her, like brushing her soft and stuff just to make her really comfortable so she doesn't have her hairs, you know, together. And she really's been liking that when I do that, or when I rub her back or her belly, because she's been getting like sleepy because I think she's just so agitated. So definitely crazy. I don't know. I think it's gonna happen. I checked her temperature. She's at a 99.7. So to be honest with you, I don't even know, like, okay, I don't know exactly when her temp dropped. So I'm like, could it have dropped yesterday? Because I couldn't find the thermometer, so I couldn't check her yesterday. So I'm like, okay, like, I'm kind of freaking out. I'm like, it could have been, you know, at any point. So I'm kind of like, dang. I don't know. I'm so antsy. I feel like I'm more like anxious than she is because I'm like, it's gonna happen and I don't want to be away. I have to go pick up my son from preschool, and around like 1ish I have to go pick him up. I actually pick him up around like 12 something. So I'm anxious like leaving because I know when things get like really calm, dogs can decide to go into labor. And she's been nesting, definitely. she took my towels, like I was saying. She took the towels and made her own little nest out of it. But I have to use those, so I'm gonna have to move her. I put one of the towels inside the whelping box for her, and I'm gonna lay down you know, some of the puppy pads so that she could give birth on top of those. I could keep it as clean as possible, and then hopefully all is well. I don't know, I'm really nervous because I don't know, it's one of those things. So I feel like I'm more nervous than she is, but I definitely know she knows something's going on. She's been licking a little bit down there. She's definitely looking at her stomach, and then she's been panting, so a lot. And she's been wanting to be really close to me, so, which is normal for her, but like more. I feel like it's been more, so I don't know. We shall see. I will keep you posted. If it does start happening, I'm going to try and catch some of it. I don't want to be too in her face, but I definitely just want to be able to catch a few of the puppies being born. So I wanted to go ahead and give you guys an idea of how she looks and why I think she's in labor. Look how bad she's shaking. Look how hard she's panting. This is like stage 1. I guess her cervix may be dilating, and this is like a really good example, I guess, of her. And then I'm gonna show you. So she hasn't drank any of her water or ate her food, right? This is the dog yogurt. It's like peanut butter flavored frozen yogurt, bacon and peanut butter. And she'll lick a little bit. She ate this whole thing the other day, like 2 days ago. She ate the entire thing. Like, look at it. She's like pulling herself away. She's like, oh no, get that thing out of me. She never does that. She never did, like, she never rejects food. So I definitely think this is happening. Like, oh my goodness, I'm so nervous. Yeah, this is definitely happening. All right, I'm gonna put the camera down, and I'll catch you guys up in I don't know how many hours, but it's probably gonna be quite a bit hours from now. We'll see, because I'm not exactly sure when her temperature dropped. It could have dropped sometime yesterday, so I really don't know when that 24-hour period will be up, but yeah. So a minute ago, she was nesting, so she moved all the blankets over here, and she's super tired, so I'm trying to let her sleep, and hopefully she can get some rest. I just now got her to drink water. She would not drink water all day today, and definitely wouldn't eat. She wouldn't even, you know, take the treat I tried to give her earlier. So all we can do is wait. I'm gonna try to give her some Nutri-Cal. It's like what you can give puppies or whatever. It's like a high calorie. It's supposed to be like kind of like a sugar boost almost. So I'm gonna give her some and see if she can get herself like a little boost of energy. But I really want her to rest up. But you guys, I definitely think that this is happening soon. I think today is the day. I really do. If not, definitely early tomorrow, because she's just showing all the signs, and there's no way she can do this for like 2 days straight. You know what I mean? I know it's not going to be longer than maybe early tomorrow. Nesting. FYI to people, she's 62 days. Today is August 27th because it's a Tuesday, and tomorrow she's technically is her due date. But honestly, I think it'll be 63 days tomorrow. But I really think today's the day. Like, if these weren't clear signs, I don't know what it is. Look, a hot mess, but look. I think it's happening because she's trying to go to sleep because she's so tired and fatigued. I gave her some NutriCal. I don't know if you guys know. Okay, so a lot of people don't know this about me, but I actually foster kittens and puppies. I like to foster more so because they're easier to home. I like to foster moms that are pregnant or have just had kittens or puppies. Those are normally what I like to foster because it's harder for them to find a home to be comfortable in. A lot of people don't like to take in pregnant dogs or cats. So I stock up on NutriCal. That's really good for them. But my dog, she's literally pacing. Look at her. She really wants to be near me. So I'm probably going to head into there. Go lay down, Eva. And she's literally, she was trying to go to sleep, and she's just been like kicking, like flexing her legs out. And I don't know if it's because she's having a contraction, but she's definitely uncomfortable. I've never seen her move this much. And look, she's probably going to go back to nesting. Every time she lays down, she starts like nesting, and it's the same day. It's her 62nd day of pregnancy. I definitely think it's gonna happen tonight. I'm probably gonna sleep in here. I have my pillow and the floor. I'm probably gonna try to get a air mattress in here, but I don't want to blow it up in here or near her, so I don't know. I don't want to disturb her, so I might just end up sleeping on the floor. But I don't want to be too far because I want to make sure. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's gonna happen before or late, but who knows? We'll see. It really feels like we're close. It's been an all-day affair since this morning. I have had the feeling that she was going into labor. I haven't seen any fluid, but her mood changes. She went to the side to lay down like this. She's been opening her legs. I think she's having contractions, but how frequent, I cannot tell you. And I'm just trying to let her do her thing, like the vet told me. Just let her do her own thing, and only intervene to get the fluid out of the nose and all that good stuff. So let's hope she can do most of it on her own, and that I don't need to intervene. That would be the best outcome, but you never know. So it's 2 in the morning on her due date, so the night of the day I was saying, like before. And I've been in this room with her, but it's definitely gonna happen because she can't sit on her butt, and I know that feeling. And so I'm assuming she's feeling a lot of pressure down there, and she literally keeps squatting, but I don't know if it's because she thinks she has to poop, so she doesn't want to be in the whelping box. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she's gonna have the puppies like right here. Like, she doesn't want to go in the whelping box because she thinks she has to poop, and I'm like, please don't drop a puppy right here, because I want her to be in the whelping box. It's just easier to clean everything up. She already had a little bit. I'm so tired. She already had a little bit of a loose bowel on the outside, and I can tell she was already pushing, but it's like little drops. So I know she thinks she's either gonna have it soon, or she's confusing the contractions with the poop feeling, which is a very common feeling. There's no other way to, the beginning of contractions, not the end, but the beginning of contractions do feel like you're gonna poop yourself. So maybe that's why she's doing the squat and thinking I have to poop. And she's looking at me like she wants me to let her out, but I know what that means, and I'm not about to take her outside because they say that that's common. They'll drop a puppy outside because they think they have to poop. I have puppy pads here, so if she does poop, she'll be fine, but she's definitely in distress. I feel like it's 2 in the morning. It's really about to happen. Oh my gosh. So I know you can't tell, but she peed a little over here, and I cleaned it. And then there's some fluid. And now this is where I'm confused. There's some fluid on the blanket and like up against behind her where she backed up into. There's fluid. It looks like the pee that she had, but I think it might also be some fluid. But I'm not 100% because she was just squatting her like she had to pee. I want her to do everything in there. So if she does have to pee, I'd rather it be on one of the puppy pads because that way I can see if there's anything in there. She keeps getting out because like I said, I think she thinks she's having a bowel movement or peeing. And I don't want her to get out. So I actually put myself in here next to her, and I don't want her to get out anymore. I want her to stay in there because I'm getting really anxious. I feel like it's about to happen, and I want to be her in an area where I have at least some control over what's going on because I don't want the puppies to get caught up in here, anywhere in here. I don't want her to accidentally, you know, go in her bowl. She's definitely, if it's not happening tonight, I'm gonna be upset. Because I'm exhausted, but I feel like it's all happening right now. So I'll definitely stay tuned. So, like I said before, I'm gonna catch what I can on camera, but I'm gonna be honest with you. This is as bright as I'm stuttering. This is as bright as it's gonna get because the vet told me to let her do her thing, to dim the lights. So we're using the closet light. I want it to be a little ambient. I might even play a little bit of some slow music to get her relaxed. A little bit of that Beethoven, a little bit of that, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna get what I can. I really don't want to like stress her out, so whatever I can catch. But these are definitely, I mean, I feel like you can see good, so we'll see if she'll pop a puppy out, and maybe I can get 1 or 2, but this is about her, so we might have to put the cameras away for this experience. But y'all will definitely get the after, because once puppies are cleaned, that way you can kind of see them. Oh yes. So she's sitting on it, but I think there's fluid, which means that basically a puppy's about to come out. I definitely think there's fluid on, but she's like sitting on it. She keeps wanting to get out, and like I said, I think she thinks she needs to poop, and this is what she wants me to do right now. She's a good girl. She's a good girl. She wants me to rub her head. She keeps wanting to come out, so I have to kind of block her. Because I don't, like I said, I don't want it to be out of the bowl because I'm not going to have complete control. You know, I need to step in. She needs to have like a safe area where I don't have to worry about them falling over, getting lost in between the bars. So stay tuned. Oh my gosh, within the next few hours, I guess they'll all be out. This is gonna be a long night. Okay. I have no idea why she's standing on the edge. I think she's thinking she needs to get out, or she's bearing down on the board. Hold on. This is definitely gonna happen soon.
the light isn't that bright. It's actually pointing down here, but it's giving me a little bit of, like, I'm able to see. I think she had some fluid come out because she's bearing down, and there's fluid over there. Oh my gosh, this is happening. She's checking the fluid, I think, to make sure she didn't have the puppy. Oh my gosh. Yeah, she definitely passed some fluid just now. She refused to go into labor unless I was right here. It's actually good because this light is giving me the ability to see. Like in case, I just want to make sure I can see everything. Okay, she's pushing. She's definitely pushing. I'm not sure. She doesn't really know what to do, so let her instincts take over. I'm definitely not going to step in. And one thing my vet told me is that if I stress her out, she might stop labor. So at this point, I'm just going to let it carry on. And you can see all the fluid everywhere. So that's the amniotic fluid that she was licking up. And I'm glad she's showing those signs that she's licking, because I don't want the puppy to fall on the hard plastic. Hold on. So, I'm sorry. Naturally, that's what she's gonna do when the puppy's born, and she's gonna lick it up. So I'm glad she's doing that already. It is right there. It's coming out. Oh my goodness. You guys see it? You see it? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. My little baby. Doing so good. She's doing so good. After this first puppy comes out, I'm gonna put you guys on a brief hold, and I'm gonna be midwife moment. So, sorry guys. Like I said, I'm gonna stop it because I'm gonna be midwife right now. The puppy came out, so I'm gonna get another account. The puppy's still attached to the umbilical cord, but it's all white. The first puppy's all white.
Okay, so this is the first time me checking back since she had the puppies. It's been exactly a week yesterday, so the puppies are exactly a week. We did end up having 5 puppies. I've been through a lot, so I haven't been able to check back in about the puppies, and I've been trying to, you know, update everybody. I know so many people want to know what's going on with the puppies and stuff like that. So we did have 5 puppies. Unfortunately, she currently only has 1 of the puppies. 3 puppies are alive, and you're probably wondering, why does she only have 1 if 3 are alive? So I was unaware. She doesn't have anything wrong with her genetically or biologically or anything like that, but during her pregnancy, and the lady thinks that it might have been something in the yard. There has been a lot of raining going on. My yard has been flooded because I do not treat my yards because I have young kids and I have animals. So I don't treat my yards with fertilizer, pesticides, nothing like that. But my neighbors do. And my yards have been flooded because of all the rain. We've gotten hit with storm after storm after storm. It's like been a lot of thunderstorms here in Florida. And yeah, so something, we're not 100% sure what, because there's no way to really figure it out, but something poisoned her during the early stages of her pregnancy, so like within the first 3 weeks of development. And that caused the puppies to be born with cleft lip. There's nothing wrong with dogs with cleft lip, just like there's nothing wrong with children with cleft lip. It's a deformity. It's just something, and their palates can be deformed. I'm not 100% how it works with people, but I know for dogs, it can affect their lips and their palate. So 3 puppies were buff Cocker Spaniels. Buff meaning they're like a cream color, but in the Cocker world, it's called buff. So it's like a cream color. 3 of them, and all 5 were boys. So 3 of those puppies, I called them the triplets because they looked exactly the same. They had the cleft lip and they were all buff colored. One of the puppies was a Merle Sable, so like the dad, but it was Merle like my dog. And then the last, well, it wasn't the last puppy, it was second to last, was her twin. I call it her twin. It was her boy twin. He is a chocolate party, just like my dog. I don't know if he's Merle right now because the markings haven't really shown, but he has the exact same markings as her. Like her spots almost to the T identical. The only difference is that he is a tri, meaning he has the light brown here on under the tail, like by the butt area, and he has those brown markings, and then he also has her brown markings, and then he's a party, which is the white in between. So and I'll show you pictures of him and the rest of the puppies. One of the pictures looks, one of the Merle puppy was really small and losing a lot of weight really quickly. That puppy passed away within the first day. It just really deteriorated. So anyways, I'm gonna go into detail about, I am not educated on the cleft lip. And my vet was not a lot of help during this time. She told me, you know, she's like, oh my gosh, that's so sad. She's like, that's weird. The dad does not a carrier for it. Your dog is not a carrier for it. I didn't know that a toxin the dog consumed could be something that caused it. I learned this later, and I'll get into more detail about that. So my vet was like, let me contact the specialist. I'll send the pictures over, and then you can contact them, and you guys can discuss what needs to be done with the puppies. She's convincing me that there needs to be surgery. I'm like, okay, like what's going on? Like, what do you mean surgery? Blah, blah, blah. She said they're too young, so as long as they're eating and latching, then we should be able to get them to that point. Completely wrong. Puppies with cleft lip do not need surgery. Majority of the time, they don't need it. It's not something that's necessary. Cleft lip usually starts to close up on their own the older they get, and the same goes for the other stuff, depending on the severity of it. The fact that she consumed the toxin, she was worried that the first puppy that passed away, she said, could have had other issues inside that we were not aware of, and that's why it passed away. Or just the fact that it couldn't eat. Puppies with cleft lip and palate cannot latch properly, and they cannot pull milk into their mouth, meaning they're not able to eat. Some of the puppies were able to eat a little bit. They were very strong, and they were fighters. The second day, one of the other puppies passed away. The vet just still hadn't gotten to me. The specialist office said that he would speak to my vet and then he'd get back to me. Never happened. This is going on day 2 now, Thursday. After Thursday, nobody answered me. The very following morning, Friday, I contacted a rescue group that I knew that dealt with cleft lip puppies and deformities. They are located in Central Florida. They're called the Achy Breaky Clefties. I will put their logo up here and their Facebook page so that you guys could go support people like this. If it wasn't for people who took the time out to educate themselves about these type of things about dogs, I would be in the dark, the complete dark, with zero help. I had nobody that could assist me with this, and I did not want to give up on them. I didn't want to give up on the puppies. The fact that I lost 2 was like super sad and unfortunate. There's nothing wrong with the puppies. They are perfectly healthy puppies. The only thing wrong with them is a cosmetic deformity. That is the only thing. And in Cocker Spaniels, they have longer, droopier lips. So when the dogs get older, you won't even really notice it the way you do in... So this condition is more common in the brachycephalid dogs, or I forget how it's called, but it's basically dogs with smushed faces. French Bulldog is very common. Boxers, Bulldogs, and other smushed face breeds are more common that you see this condition in. It can be genetic. That can be a genetic thing. But it can also be like what happened to my dog, a toxin causes a deformity. So now that we cleared that up, yeah, we have, I was able to contact them and she was able to pick up the puppies right away. We do have a hurricane that was about to hit us, so I was nervous that I was going to be stuck with them and I had no other resources. She gave me, and she told me how I would have to tube feed them. But the fact that they were having trouble breathing also tells me that they needed some additional oxygen and stuff like that, because that's another thing with the clefties. It can cause them to be underweight when they're born, and which my runt was completely scrawny. And I was worried she was gonna lose the runt. So I was scared letting all 3 go because one of them was doing well, how I was syringe feeding it. But I went ahead and made the call to let her take both puppies, this rescue, so that they would be safe and they would have the best opportunity at life humanly possible. And once the puppies are 4 weeks old, they will be available for reservation, so anybody could adopt them. They deserve the best home and the best life that they could get. This one condition, this one scenario in their beginning of their life doesn't define what kind of dog they are, doesn't define them. I do a lot of fostering for, you know, rescues in general. I do fostering, and I believe every animal deserves an opportunity. This was just an unfortunate event. We were not prepared for it. It wasn't supposed to happen because she doesn't have any genetic markers for it, but unfortunately it happened. And in the most obscene circumstances, that was totally, everybody was blindsided by it, but I definitely was not prepared, but I got myself prepared because I was not willing to give up. The puppies are doing well. She gave me the update. I contacted her because I wanted to make sure they made it to their first week of life, and they did. I will also show you a clip of the puppy that I have currently still, and that will be ready for a home when he's 8 weeks old. So my dog got really sad because I did have to take her puppies from her after she already lost the other 2. So she's been on high alert, definitely guarding, being a good mom, and she's amazing. She did such an amazing job. She did everything. I didn't even have to cut the cords. I was worried I would have to clean off their face. They were born all breathing well and fighting and moving. She cleaned them up. She cut the cord off. She ate the placenta on every single one. I was trying to like go and grab the placenta. Only one of the puppies I grabbed the placenta because she chewed it off, and I didn't want her to choke because that is a choking hazard. I know it sounds weird, but I tried not to step in as much as possible, just like my vet said, and she literally did everything. I did not stress her out, and that was amazing. I've never seen a dog do just about everything on their own, and I've watched a lot of birthing videos for dogs, so she's just a great mom. So I'll show you some clips after this of the puppy. I just wanted to give that update. The puppies are good and healthy. We did lose some. You can lose puppies. You know, this called like fading syndrome, where kittens, puppies, it happens especially with large litters, where a few of the puppies can fade away. There's not much you can do. It just happens. They deteriorate very quickly. Usually happens within the first day or two. So the fact that the first puppy died was not a shock. It does happen. I fostered a litter of 8 kittens. I was left with 3. I'm not even joking you. I did everything. I fed them. I tried to hand feed them. I did everything I could. I have NutriCal that I use on my puppies as well. It's like advanced calorie that you can give them to kind of give them like a boost of sugar and omegas and all that stuff to really give them that boost that they need. And yeah, they didn't make it. It was, you know, unfortunate. Only 3 kittens out of 8. You know, it was and I didn't know this, but I guess cats and even dogs at times, but mostly cats, are a little ruthless, eat the dead young. She was literally eating the cat. I went to go get a bag. I came back, half of it's gone, and I'm freaking out. My husband had to take it out of there and clean it up. So now that I know, I'm prepared for everything. But I just wanted to give that update. The puppies are healthy and they're doing well and they're thriving. They are beyond thriving, and that's all I wanted. So that's the update, you guys. Enjoy the rest of the video because I will show you some clips of the puppy that I have and how awesome and how much weight he's gained. I'll show you different clips or pictures of him so you can kind of see. I'll actually put him up right here so you can see the difference, the time change, how much he's grown and developed and how strong he's gotten. He was the runt. He was the smallest. He was so skinny. I really didn't think he was going to make it, and he was so weak. And I helped her. I gave him NutriCal. I made sure he latched because he refused to take a bottle. So I'm like, I'm going to latch it. I pumped on her breast so that he could get as much milk as he possibly could. And now he made it to his first week of life. Over a week now because it's Thursday. And I couldn't be any happier. So thank you so much for being a part of this journey. There's your answer. And anybody who needs resources, for any information, don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to do your own research, because just because somebody has a degree doesn't mean they're going to give you the answers that you're looking for. Sometimes you got to step out of your comfort zone and do it yourself, and that's exactly what I had to do for the better of the puppies, because I'm not the type to give up. Stayed up all night with them, stayed up feeding them, and I made sure that they got where they needed to get and got the help that they needed, because they deserve that. So thank you so much for being a part of this journey. You guys have an amazing day. So I know he looks crazy. She moved him into her bed because she was like protecting him. Hi, Mama. He looks a little like he sleeps so dead. Hi, Mama. But look how big he's gotten. He looks so good. Oh my gosh, he's gorgeous. He's a chocolate for sure. And I don't know if you can see the trim markings on the side and underneath his tail. You can see like the brown I'm talking about. And you can see it on the side of his cheek right here. I know, Papa. There we go. 1 week, well, over a week old. He's doing so good. He like shoves himself in this corner and then he like falls asleep. Like, oh my gosh, he scares me when he falls asleep. Tell me that's not her twin. Tell me that's not her twin. Come on now. Yes.